Hey guys, it's Evie here and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around and subscribe. Today's video, I'm still trying to work on the title for this. I couldn't really think of a perfect title for it, but I'm going with 3 aspects of your life to focus on to try and live a longer and healthier lifestyle. So that's what we're going to go with. So if you're interested in me talking about these 3 different aspects, so I'm going to be focusing on nutrition, exercise, and sleep. And this is going to be like a mini series as well. As I go along, I'll be talking about 3 different aspects of your life that you can focus on to try and improve. So, like I said, if you're interested in this video, please make sure you keep on watching. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with nutrition. So nutrition is something that I'm super passionate about. I did do a diploma of nutrition as well. That way I'm able to educate myself and the people around me. And I have learned so much about nutrition. I feel like people think it's quite simple, but honestly, it's actually quite complex. There's a lot to it, but I can give you the basics of nutrition. That way you can educate yourself and make decisions based on the information that I give you. Okay, so the first point within nutrition that I'm going to be talking about is eating regular meals. The amount of people that I hear or see on TikTok, or just general people around me, how they just forget to eat, or they'll just eat 1 meal a day, is actually mind-blowing. I'm that type of person. I'll think about my next meal while I'm eating my current meal. I just love food so damn much. Eating regular meals is so important because it actually allows your body to digest more nutrients that your body needs to function optimally throughout the day. If you're only eating 1 meal a day, or you're that type of person who just drinks a coffee for breakfast, you are really depriving of your body of the nutrients that it needs. So just finding foods that you love, snacks that you love, just to fill your body with energy is just so important. My second point within nutrition is the food that you consume does matter. So those regular meals that I just talked about that you should be consuming should be as nutrient dense as possible. But we are human though, and we do have cravings. Like myself, I do love my chocolate and my cookies. I want to make sure that those calorie dense foods, which is the sweeter things, are the ones not making the majority of your diet. You want to be focusing on the nutrient dense foods. So this is your fruits, your vegetables, your healthy fats, proteins, etc. Including these nutrient dense foods in your diet, you'll be feeling fuller for longer. Whereas if your diet is mostly calorie dense foods or heavily processed foods such as fast food items, you can start to feel sluggish and lethargic due to the lack of nutrients. So that's what I mean by the food that you consume does matter, because we want to make sure that we are filling our bodies with feel-good foods that are going to make us feel energized, not lethargic and sluggish. Lastly, within nutrition, I'm going to be talking about is making sure that you are including every food group and macro within your diet. Each food group and macronutrient provides a different value to your body. For example, carbohydrates provide energy, protein help rebuild and recover your muscles, fiber helps with your bowel movement, and we have fish that contains omega-3 that helps with brain health, and so on. As you can see, different foods provide your body with different needs, which is why it's important to make sure that our diet consists of a variety of different foods. There is so much more I can talk about food, but I didn't really want to overcomplicate things for you. I just wanted to make sure that I was keeping it as simple as possible. That way, everyone can understand. It's really easy to be able to include all of my food groups and macronutrients when I cook my own food from home, because that way I know exactly what's in it. Also, home cooked foods honestly do not need to be anything extravagant. It's quite easy to put together a balanced plate. I'll probably just pop an example of something that I've cooked recently just to show you what it should look like. And I also found a thing that says you can use your hand as an example of portioning out your food. For example, your palm, the size of your palm is usually how much protein you should put. A serving of vegetables is a fistful, a cup of carbs, and a thumb of fats. So obviously everybody's hand size is different. So I don't know how accurate that is, but it's just like a general rule that you can follow if it's something that you struggle with. When it comes to home cooking your own food, a lot of people say that they don't have time, but meal prep is something that can really save you in the long run. A couple of hours out of your day and you'll be able to meal prep for like 3 to 5 days, and you can even store the extras in the freezer. That way, if you're running low, you just pop them out of the freezer, you pop them into the fridge, and you're ready to go. If you have time to be spending an hour scrolling on TikTok, you have time to meal prep. It's just about what you are prioritizing, and I really hope you decide to start prioritizing yourself and your health. All right, so we are officially done with nutrition. I'm now going to move on to exercise. Exercise is known to increase the state of your health. There are many short-term and long-term benefits when you do participate in exercise. Also, it can be found in many different forms, which means you will find something that you enjoy. Exercise is super important to me, and it is a habit that I love to include into my lifestyle. I love to go to the gym in the morning. It really sets me up for the day, and it's just like my favorite thing to do. I just love it so much. So this is why it's important to find a form of exercise that you enjoy. It shouldn't feel as a punishment. It shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel enjoyable. Being able to slot in exercise within your day will be able to set you up with a little bit of a routine as well. If you can just fit in 30 minutes of your day, if that means waking up 30 minutes earlier, or if you get like an hour lunch breaks, maybe using 15 minutes of that lunch break to go on a walk, you are setting yourself up for success if you are able to fit in any form of exercise into your day. Just remember that doing something is better than nothing. Exercise is also known to release your brain's feel-good neurotransmitters known as endorphins. Endorphins are a chemical in your body that just make you feel happy, you know? So when I participate in exercise in the gym, I'm just feeling good, I'm feeling happy, and my endorphins are just running. Endorphins are also responsible for releasing your dopamine levels, which is a mood and motivational neurotransmitter. I feel like we do hear endorphins and dopamine a lot, but we never really get to the science behind it, but that's as far as I'm gonna take it. So both of these chemicals in your body can go hand in hand just to make you feel good all around. I am now just going to go through a few benefits of participating in exercise. I did actually do an entire video based on physical activity. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with the benefits because I did really go in depth in that video. So I'll link that down below. So I'll just do a little quick summary. Exercise has a positive impact on different aspects of your life. This includes physical, functional, psychological, and social. In your body, you'll be able to maintain the 4 essential areas to be able to live a more independent lifestyle. These 4 areas include flexibility, balance, strength, and endurance. If we focus on these 4 areas, this means that as we age, that we'll be able to be nice and active and run around with the youngsters. Wow, did I sound really old just then? So that means that as you become like, I don't know, a great aunt, a grandparent, you'll be able to kick the ball with your grandkids without having pain, without feeling stiff. So that way, we are able to just feel young even at 70 years old. By focusing on these 4 areas, it also decreases the risk of needing help or end up in a nursing home. Because as I mentioned earlier, by strengthening these 4 areas, we are able to live a more independent lifestyle. It is also well known that participating in exercise can reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and different types of cardiovascular disease. So that wraps up me talking about exercise. So there is a lot more to it, but I just wanted to summarize it because this video is more about just the summary and giving you guys just a general idea overall. As I said, I did do a more in-depth video about this, which I'll link in the description down below. We are now moving on to the very last point of the video, which is sleep. Sleep is so important to your progress and your goals. If you are tired, how are you going to progress and how are you going to be hitting those goals? How are you going to perform the best you can if you're feeling like you're about to fall asleep at the squat rack? Your body also goes through a sleep cycle. If you have a smartwatch, so I have an Apple Watch, actually detect your your sleep throughout the night, and that way it will be able to give you a better understanding on how your sleep went. I did try it. I did it for like a couple days, but honestly, it just wasn't comfortable for me personally. But for those 2 days, I thought I had the crappiest sleep, but apparently my sleep was awesome. So there you have it. I was able to understand that I actually had a way better sleep than I thought. So let me run through the negative effects of poor sleep. Sleep quality can affect your weight management and decisions around food, because sleep affects your hunger signaling hormones known as ghrelin and leptin. When people are tired, they are more likely to reach for energy-dense foods and are less motivated to exercise. Poor sleep quality also negatively impacts your health. It can cause an increase of chronic health diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and stroke. It is also evident that an individual's health, mental health, overall well-being can be negatively affected. When it comes to sleep, the quality of sleep is just as important as the duration. The number of wakeful periods throughout the night should be assessed. It's those nights when you are tossing and turning and you just feel like you are waking up like every single hour. There are actually ways to improve your sleep through nutrition, so I'm going to give you some tips. Let's get the most obvious one out of the way. Reduce your caffeine intake, guys. I know you gym rats out there love to have like 4 coffees, 3 energy drinks, and who knows what else. So just make sure that you are reducing your caffeine intake. As we know, caffeine is a stimulant and it can affect your sleep. So if you are a caffeine addict, just try and 1, decrease the amount of caffeine you take, and 2, just try and have your last caffeine dose about 6 hours before you plan to go to bed. Avoid processed, high sugar, and energy-dense foods, as they can have a direct effect on your blood sugar levels. And look at other avenues of food intake, such as whole foods, when you are eating close to bedtime. Alcohol should be reduced and or avoided, as it can delay your sleep ability and disrupt your stages of sleep. All right, so I just spoke about the things that you should try and decrease and avoid. Now I'm going to talk about the things that you should be focusing on when it comes to nutrition and your sleep quality. You want to be focusing on a whole food diet, which means having a balanced plate of all the good stuff. So your fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and nuts. These types of foods are high in fiber and antioxidants. Diets rich in zinc are also known to improve your sleep quality. Foods high in zinc include seafood, eggs, lean meats, nuts, and beans. Consuming food high in vitamin B throughout the day, such as whole grains, eggs, and citrus fruits, is very beneficial, as vitamin B is known to increase your sleep quality. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this video. So 3 aspects of your life that you can look into to make sure that we are living healthier and longer. So today I did talk about nutrition, exercise, and sleep, and I will be bringing new episodes of this when I can. They do take a bit of time for me to put together, because I want to make sure that I'm able to give you guys, you know, some facts when it comes to the things that we do. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe, as it helps my channel out so much. And until next time, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are. And just remember that one bad day isn't a setback, and tomorrow can always be better. Bye, guys.